Hi, I'm Ray and welcome to TinyTableGames. Thanks for clicking on the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already to help my channel grow. Today we're doing Undaunted Normandy, episode 5, Crossing the Vire, I guess. Again, French. So this is a kind of a weird scenario. It introduces mortars on the German side. Machine gunners and snipers and all that are in play, but not at the start. It's kind of interesting. Let's get right to it. Okay, so here is the scenario layout, which is a little crazy, as you can see. Straighten that up just a tiny bit. So the German forces are all starting way down here with 2 riflemen and a mortar. All respawns start down here. Now they have machine gunners and scouts and all that in reserve, but they're not starting with them. They're only starting with their command cards, 1 of each rifleman, and 2 mortar cards, and 3 fog of war, and like the usual 2 fog of war. Meanwhile, the allies are starting with 1 rifleman, 1 scout of each squad, and all of their command staff, and they have snipers available in their supply, but that's it. The US goal, get 2 victory points, or 2 objective points. There's only 2, 1 at each bridge. Meanwhile, the Germans pin the US forces, meaning no riflemen left on the board. Getting started, let's start with the allies. Let's see what they got. The squad leader, that's good. Rifleman A, Rifleman B, and Scout. Well, that's about perfect. We don't want to lose the bolster. The Scout we need. Man, we need everybody. I think we will... I think we use Rifleman A in this case. Mortar, that's bad news. Squad leader, and Fog of War and Riflemen. So they're going to lead with Fog of War, because what do they care? We'll start with bolstering 2 riflemen from Squad B. Scout B is going to activate and do his scouting thing. From way up there. Can't even stay in the seat to do that one. 1, 2. And Rifleman B will now go and start hoofing it up the board to here. Let's see, the mortar is going to target, and it is going to target here. The squad leader is going to bolster 2 from Squad B, and we are going to pick up 2 machine gunners. And finally, Rifleman A, or Rifleman B, excuse me. Well, should we get another rifleman? Because we only have 1 of each. Maybe we'll pick up 1 machine gunner and 1 rifleman from B. There we go. And current Rifleman B is going to start running up the road. Okay, so that's the end of the first round. Unsurprisingly, no fire exchanged, although you can always hit on a 10 from anywhere on the map. Round 2, Rifleman Fog of War. Oh, they had to show up sometimes, so we'll use the Fog of War and make use of that. The Allies still have the initiative. And the Allies, their Fog of War had to show up at some point. Platoon Sergeant, that's awesome. Bolster 3, that's vital. Scout and Squad Leader. Well, we bolstered B last time, so we can bolster A this time. So I think we're going to use our command too, though. That's so useful. And Scout A is not doing anything super useful, but rats. All right, Fog of War it is. So Scout A is going to scout, big surprise. But he's going to go 1 and 2 to save 1 Fog of War, even though that creates a choke point. Do command 2 and hope for the best? I don't know. Yep. Well, we'll bolster 2A and pick up 2 riflemen from Squad A. because we're going to shuffle here in a second, and then we'll do Command 2 for these last 2 cards, one of which is a Fog of War. That's not helpful. And then Platoon Guide, which you can bolster 1 or guide 1. And the instructions on guiding 1 is move any unit up to X scouted tiles. So we're going to move up Rifleman B because he has to start from further away. Meanwhile, Rifleman, Fog of War, and Squad Leader. So, Rifleman A is going to move up because it's too far away. And we could have him move again, but we should probably have him bolster? I don't know. Well, we got to get him up there. So we're going to have him move again. He's going to be inspired and move again. Anyway, for this round, the Germans, mortar. That's a good sign. Fog of War. We definitely want to use the 9 to get a shot at the mortar there with 2 of them clustered right in there. No question. Meanwhile, the Allies, Fog of War, Rifleman, Rifleman, Fog of War. We're just going to Fog of War our way. So the Germans take initiative. Let's see. So we can get rid of their Fog of War. We got Squad Leader, bolster for 2A. What do we got in the A department that we can use? Not the mortars, unfortunately, because it specifies A, so only one guy can do that. So we can add a couple machine gunners. Pinning them down and hitting them with mortar fire is the way to go. And at last we'll do Blast 1, right to where it's targeted. Whatever it is, it's 5 to hit the scout because that's a 0 tile and a 4 to hit the rifleman. So we'll roll for the scout first. Misses, and roll for the rifleman. Hits. So does that pull the rifleman? Yep, pulls the card out. German turn, the Allies now only have 2 actions, and one of those is a Fog of War. So a single action, Rifleman A, oh boy. Who is to move, attack, or control. Great. That is not awesome news. We're gonna just have to move up, I guess, as much as I don't want to do that. Got to keep the pressure on even though we're piling right into the target zone. Next round, and we'll use the 5 anyway because that's too juicy. And over here, obviously we want to get 8 riflemen to 18A and the scout moving over there. So do we have a scout? Yes, we do. Scout A, that's the right scout, and a rifleman. So we'll use Squad Leader B as our initiative. So the Allies managed to win out and flip the initiative. And we'll start with the scout. Scout A is going to go a scouting. 1, 2. That's 2 more Fog of War, cluttering up things. Rifleman A is going to move up to here. And he's going to be inspired by the squad leader to take 1 more action, and his action is going to be to take control. Halfway to victory. For the Germans, Machine Gunner B is going to go, which is going to put him on the map. So token, 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 Gunner A, Gunner B. He comes in way back here, though. He is going to target Rifleman A. Wow, does not get it. Fog of War does nothing, and Blast 1 again. So hitting the scouts on a 5 and the rifleman on a 4. So scout first, hits the scout, and the rifleman hits the rifleman. So scout B, nope, and rifleman B, also not in the discard pile. So Scout B, there's Rifleman B, and Scout B. For the last round, let's see, we got 4 Fog of War, yeah, Rifleman B, Rifleman A, and Squad Leader. So B could get there this turn, and we'll use Rifleman A as the initiative. Meanwhile, the Allies really want to get to 17A, because if they can get there, they can win. Fog of War. So that's going to give the initiative to the Germans, who, ditching that Fog of War, have Rifleman B, who's going to move up 1, and then they're going to bolster, or rather inspire him to move again. Rifleman B, and get him off of this square. Even though that's still a 0 defense square, but at least now he can't be mortared. Rifleman A is going to attack, and he's going to attack Rifleman B over here. That's a 4, 5, 6 to hit on a single die. Shooting down the river, he misses. String it is. Better odds. And it can be anybody. So we are going to take a sniper, because we're about to shuffle anyway, and a rifleman, both A and B. We use the squad leader to get the early mortar shot in. So I think we're going to suck it up and use the Fog of War for the initiative. So the Germans go first. 2 Fog of Wars, and the mortar. But the mortar, ooh boy. Do we move it over to there? That's tempting. But then we are targeting our own riflemen, but do we honestly care? I don't know that we do. Well, for now, we'll still move it to here. Okay, and that's it for the Germans, because that targeting is slow. Rifleman B, Scout A. So Scout A is already there, so he's going to shoot at the rifleman. Hits on a 4, because they're standing right next to each other. Misses. Good job, buddy. The sniper is going to appear way back there and take a shot, I think. Because why would it be any closer? I mean, come on. If they've been reconnoitering for a week, why is he way back there? That makes no sense to me. But anyway, especially, like I was saying, or should we move up 1? Nah, we'll take the shot anyway. 4, 5, 6, 7. Got him. So Rifleman B, there's nothing left in their hand, obviously, so not there. So in the deck, Rifleman B. That's the round. So Germans, main goal, just kill Riflemen at this point. Rifleman, 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 Fog of War. We shall mortar fire, well, Rifleman A or Machine Gunner A? Machine Gunner A is appearing on the battlefield. Down here. And it's a 0, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 7 for the Machine Gunner from all the way down here to hit Rifleman A. And he's going to do that. Or he's going to try to. And he does. So Rifleman A loses a card. So that takes an action away from the Allies. That sucks. And the mortar will fire now because they didn't finish him off. So blast 1. In this case, he just needs a 4. And they get it. So it takes another Rifleman A card. And finally, Rifleman B, who's sitting right there, is going to target Rifleman A again, even though Rifleman B is sitting right in front of him. And the reason why is if we can focus on him and eliminate him, that brings us pretty, well, Rifleman B's down too. Oh, what the heck, we'll shoot at Rifleman B. It's a 4. Targeting Rifleman B. Whiff. And that's it for the Germans. The Allies only have one Rifleman A action now, and with it he will target Rifleman B on A6. And misses. I'm not surprised considering how many times he's been shot. Okay, next round Germans, next round Allies. Let's see, Fog of War, machine gun, and, well, yeah, we're definitely just going to use the Fog of War. All right, we're going to use Rifleman A for the initiative, which will give it to the Allies. So, probably ditch the Fog of War. So first Rifleman B. Yeah, first bolster, as much as I don't want to. The last two of our riflemen to keep things going, and another sniper. And then Fog of War, and Rifleman B is going to attack Rifleman B on a 4+. This time he gets him. So, Rifleman B, nope. Rifleman B, there we are. Over to the Germans. Let's see, so Machine Gun A is going to target Rifleman A. Gets him. We're going to inspire in a second, but first we got to do Machine Gunner B, who's also going to fire at Rifleman A. Hits. Inspired. The machine gunner is going to shoot Rifleman A again. And hits again. Okay. The Germans. Mortar, Fog of War, Squad Leader, and Rifleman. Well, we're going to use their Squad Leader for their initiative. Meanwhile, man, they just got to hang on this turn. There's nothing else they can do. Germans win the initiative. There's a Fog of War they don't care about. So the mortar is going to hit Rifleman A on a 4. That is cocked. Nope, misses. Wow. And Rifleman is going to shoot at him too. On a 5+. Gets him. There's still a couple Rifleman A hanging around. And that's it for the Germans, and the Allies have nobody to inspire. I guess we could bolster, but I honestly don't even want to. And they can't bolster the snipers. So you know what? I'm actually gonna hunker down these two guys, which means they go back to the supply, because they're really not doing me any good. They're just gonna clutter up the deck at this point. Okay, the Allies need to get rid of Rifleman B as fast as they can before everybody's dead. Platoon Sergeant, that's good. Fog of War, that's bad. Platoon Guide, that's okay. We don't need a guide though, so we're gonna use him for our initiative, because we really need to get this done before we get blown to smithereens. Meanwhile, speaking of getting blown to smithereens, so we will use the Squad Leader for the initiative over there. And so the Platoon Guide wins, so the Allies go first. So Fog of War, Rifleman B is gonna shoot at Rifleman B. 4+. Hits this time. Rifleman B is eliminated. So now we've got the Platoon Sergeant who's gonna do a Command 2. 1, 2. So the Fog of Wars are useless, and Rifleman A. So he'll shoot at Rifleman A, that's only a 5-6. But he misses everybody anyway. And over to the German side, start with the mortar, because that's the, he's already targeted. Yeah. So Blast 1, hitting on a 4. Does. There's another Rifleman A gone. Now we'll have the machine gunner. Target rifleman A. That's 4, 5, 6, 7 on 2 dice. Gets him. See there any more in the deck? No, there is not. Rifleman A is eliminated from the game. And finally, the platoon sergeant is going to do a command 2, fog of war, and machine gunner B. Well, that was a good draw. And machine gunner B is going to target rifleman B. That's a 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. And he hits. So rifleman B, we got any here? Yep, sure do. Rifleman B, sniper, rifleman B, and scout A. That'll be interesting. So this scenario very much comes down to what you draw when. Like most games driven by cards, I suppose. Let's see, squad leader, inspire B. We don't have anybody, so they're going to lead off with that. Scout for the initiative. Fog of war, can't use it. Instead, we're going to let the machine gunner shoot at rifleman B first. So 2 dice, hits. So rifleman B has to lose a card. That hurts. And rifleman A, he's also going to shoot. Well, yeah, he's also going to shoot at rifleman B because that's the German objective. Don't lose sight of what you're trying to accomplish. 4, 5, 6. So 1 die on a 6+. Gets it. 4, 5. Yep, that's the game. So there you have it. Ends with a German victory, 3 games to 2. That last scenario is all about the order in which you draw cards. That's tough. That is tough, tough, tough. Should I have used less bolsters and tried to keep the deck leaner and cycle it faster? I don't know. That one's more about hand management and good dice rolling than anything. So there you have it. I think that's going to end our Undaunted campaign for now, at least until I see if everybody likes it or not. If you all would like to see more episodes, because it goes through like campaign number 12. But I figure 5 is at least enough to break the tie and give everybody a good taste of it before we move on to something else. Which will be Battle of Hoth, by the way. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this. And in the meantime, I am Ray. This is TinyTableGames. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a great day.